Hello, everyone. Welcome to another episode of Movie Talk live at PressPlay Cinema. Today we have a very fun guest. His name is Nimrod-Avraham, and he is the creator of God's Gang. So, without further ado, let me leave you guys with a trailer of the cartoons we are going to start talking about. Bear with me and action.
Friendship and laughter and flying kicks. Only together the world we can fix. God's Gang for different things. And saving the day. Love from above. We may not agree on when to pray, but when we join hands, help us all. Criss Cross is kind but never weak. He'll blow you away with his other turn sheet. Ninju has the power to analyze 18 ways to stop the bad guy. Taquon Hindu can hear the words of animals, insects, plants, and birds. Sumo Slim can spin a tail to capture our enemies without fail. Together we're better. We stand for each other. We're fighting for others for now and forever.
Well, guys, that was the trailer of the cartoons we're going to be talking about today. And I hope you guys enjoy it because I've been watching them for a while now, just trying to make my own research. And I love them. I love them. So without further ado, let's introduce you to Nimrod-Avraham. How are you doing, Nimrod?
Hi, everybody. I'm doing great, actually, and thank you for having me.
Oh, you're welcome. So I don't want to take too much of your time. I know that there's a lot going on and you're working. I love the setting behind you. I sat down with my children to watch God's Gang. They love it. So I have no bad reviews, nothing to really say bad, but I do have some questions I want to indulge in with you. Now, before starting, considering the circumstances, how are you doing with all that's happening?
So since I feel privileged to acquire a lot of knowledge, especially in the last 16 years, I was able to build my successful living toolkits, which are basically how to manage my thoughts. So knowing that, the world right now is not a beautiful, is not as beautiful as I
It's not like it
remembered
ever
it.
was, anyways. It's a
Well,
constant struggle. We're here just like God's Gang, fighting for peace.
I love people. I love nature. I love, our creator. And with that being said, we're getting more and more polarized due to many reasons, which I will not disclose on this call with your permission.
No
And
problem.
with that being said, personally, I feel determined to make a positive change in the world with the team and with this beautiful energy that we've created. Everything is based on energy, so even
Yeah.
content can be referred to as energy. And once we realize that we are all coming from the same source, and we live in a universe where everything is interconnected through a quantum field, then the only thing that is required right now is basically to learn how to love. And
Right.
God's Gang,
And somehow it's the most difficult thing to learn, right?
yeah,
It baffles me.
yeah. So with that being said, we're sharing a lot of love to people and to the planet through God's Gang. But in order for people to relate to what we do, we need also to entertain them. So we created a show which is, it's action, adventure, and comedy. It's not a show about religion or faith. It's a show that will promote what we believe is very important, and that's shared values and shared connections. Like, it doesn't matter the color of your skin or your geography or your beliefs, as long as you apply kindness and compassion and
Right. At the end of the
inclusivity
day,
and
what's
truth.
important is the content of our hearts, right?
Absolutely. This is the
That's the
temple.
direction we're
This is the
going.
temple, basically. When we talk about the destruction of the temple, for me, it's not a physical place. It's basically, the electromagnetic reactor that we carry within the body that
Right.
we were never told that it acts like an electromagnetic reactor.
Correct. Actually, I'm really happy. Like, you sound very intriguing. The words that you're using and these other topics that you're sliding in, they're very interesting, and I'm all about them. So that's
Thank
why
you.
I'm understanding everything you're saying. So without further ado, let me start with the questions. So,
Mhm.
question number one. Can you tell us a little more about the inspiration behind God's Gang and how do you develop the characters?
So, full honesty. Um, I think we have a higher self operating through us, even though we're not aware of it. And many call it intuition, for example. I would call it soul connection. And I can only say, as an aftermath, but the story origins when I used to work for Disney. It was around 2005. They launched a new brand, 2006, which was called Jetix. And I was a part of the Disney Channel executive team working in Israel, launching a new channel. And we were called to a Disney Executive Summit, telling us that, there's Dora and SpongeBob who are doing very well for Nickelodeon. And they asked us to come up with these cool ideas on what can make Disney great. And I tell this story a lot, but basically I stood on stage in front of 120 Disney executives and I told them, let's fly the first kid into orbit. Never happened. It was too risky, still is very risky.
Well,
So
what
I told
ideas
them,
are not risky? We
um,
gotta jump on them.
yes. And then I told them, you know what? You just bought the Power Rangers. They're like superheroes fighting aliens. Make them interfaith. And there was a silence in the crowd, and I started hearing people applaud from the Disney executive. And I was really hoping that they even started auditioning in like an interfaith group of Power Rangers, but it never came to fruition. And I guess one of the reasons
I don't want to
was
cut
that.
you off, but hold that thought because I have that question later on. I do really want you to go into detail of what happened because this is a show that we needed a long time ago. We definitely needed this show a long time ago. It's fresh and it talks about inclusivity and coexistence, which is very important. So hold that thought right there because that's very important and I want to dive into that. So let's go to that next question. My question number two is, in what ways do you explore themes of spirituality and morality in your cartoon?
Um, so first of all, as I said earlier, we in order to get into people's hearts, we need to find a common grounds with them. We need to entertain them. So we must have, good storytelling capabilities and
Yep.
build like, the right episode structures. And so we use common storytelling, but underneath the storytelling, and by the way, this is, you need a very talented team to tell a story, and our
Yep.
head writer is a 5 Emmy Award winner and a Grammy and a Peabody, known for Conan O'Brien and Jon Stewart and Angry Birds and Ben 10 and the Oscars. And my director is a 2-time Emmy nominee for Transformers, Cyberverse, and Vampirina for Disney and The Oddbot. So I got a very talented team working on this project.
That's the best
And
thing, having a nice team that knows teamwork and puts all their ideas right there. I'm happy for you to be able to bring this to life.
I even can't explain how it became. I think it's all divine, some kind of divine intervention.
Hey, you just said it. You just said it. There's a higher power, and if
Yes.
it's for you, it will get you.
Yes. So with that
Um,
being said, to answer your question, following the 16 years spiritual journey that I personally go through, I started coding the show with spiritual codes, but we don't put them in the front. Like, I don't know if you noticed it, but there's a small part before they basically try to stop the mad scientists. They say thought, speech, action, God's gang go. Thought, speech, and action is a way to manifest. A
yes, it
thought,
is. I
thought,
peeped. I peeped on that. I peeped
and
on that.
when you have a kid basically starting from a young age to understand that through thinking, speaking, and acting he can affect life everywhere, then this is our
Exactly.
way to incorporate it. Or when we show that, for example, Ninju at the beginning of the episode, he was not tall enough to grab the two kids and save them, but at the end of the episode, his size basically was the thing that helped him win the episode, without disclosing too many for those who didn't see the episode yet.
Exactly.
And
Oh, don't worry about that, because right after we finish our interview, I'm gonna play an episode for everyone to watch.
thank you very
So go ahead
much.
and continue.
And also, like, there's a part there where it's called harmony time or increase the peace, and I think people would realize it when they will see it. What's the magic about sharing energies and combining energies together in order to get a more profound and powerful outcome?
No, really, it's an honor to be able to speak to you right now. I watched that show and I was like, this is amazing. How nobody thought about this before? Well, you was. Well, something happened that we're gonna get to later, but sometimes it's just not the time. But hey, God's time, it's perfect. So talking about that, this is completely unrelated, but I heard you mention something about Nickelodeon. I'm not sure if you're aware of what's going on over there. I don't want you to go into details, but do you have any thoughts about what's going on right now around the Quiet on Set miniseries documentary?
Actually, I'm not aware. Like, when you asked me at the beginning of the call how I manage, and I live right now, I'm currently in Israel, and when you open the window, reality is not very bright.
Yeah, that's why I asked you. I
I
said, "Hey, considering the
So
situation."
I actually try not to absorb noises coming from the outside in order to create. I try to find I don't want to. When you realize that everything is relying on energy, and I'm really trying to keep very pure thoughts. So I don't know what's going on right now with Nickelodeon. Like, I know that Disney lost a lot of money last year on their wrong agenda, I guess. But I'm not the guy to say what's right and what's wrong. I'm just here
Right,
to
right.
be
That's why I
an
said don't get
example.
into detail too much. If you know
Yes.
what's going on, what's like your initial thought, but that's irrelevant.
I think
It's
the
good
world
that you
right
don't even
now.
know about it because it's not really good knowledge right now.
No, but I think I can answer that question from a different, I would say, perspective. Like, I try to analyze what we see on the news, or what
Yeah,
people get to see on the news. And when you open news worldwide, it's basically, it's scary. They scare us.
it's a lot of
And,
fear.
and, and
Yep.
basically, when someone is scared, he activates his fight or flight. And when your fight or flight is activated, you're being managed. You're not managing. You're going down in your frequency, and you're basically becoming very dense in your emotional flux, your vibration. So realizing that now is the time to bring hope and bring smiles, because smiles is good vibes. That's the content I want the current generation and the future generation to have.
No, I love it. I love it. One of the things I wanted to ask you, that's my third question, but I want to piggyback on what you just said right now. We need that. We need that harmony, that sense of coexistence, that sense of kindness. A lot of people are losing it these days with all the stuff that are going on. No, not a lot of people are looking up and asking for guidance, and that's sad. It's sad. So, continuing with our questions, my third question is, how do you strike balance between humor and deeper messages in your storytelling?
Um, it's a good question. Basically, the way for us to do it, and please don't accept my answer. I think I'm a good consumer. I enjoy many different content, and I basically benchmark myself. And obviously, we do a lot of focus groups with with others on the script writing before we go into storyboarding and animatic. I don't know if you know the different stages, but producing animation is pretty
It's a process.
complicated.
It can take years. I know.
And so basically, we test it. We test it when we read it out loud. Just the first episode, for example, we had about 13 drafts till we got it finalized. More than that, since it's a sensitive topic, and we are here basically to elevate everyone and to celebrate. Everything is being very well reviewed by an interfaith council. We have two Muslim advisors. We have a Hindu specialist. We have a rabbi, and we have a pastor in the U.S. and a pedagogic counselor that basically approves everything that we release, just because we are very aware of the different sensitivities people have. And even though we do that, we do read comments of people that really didn't get us. Like,
Hey,
but we can only be an example. That's the way to
exactly.
educate. We can only be an example.
No, and it's amazing what I just heard right now. You didn't just created a cartoon that's interface. You also made sure that the background was interfaith too, so that all that knowledge can be put together into the creation of something great. So kudos for that. Going to our next question. What challenges have you faced in creating a cartoon with religious themes, and have you overcome them? And let me get into that question. Like just right now, you said at some point you guys do sit down and check on the comments. How does that work for you? What dynamic? How do you guys deal with it? There's a lot of positive comments, just like as much as negative comments. So how does that work for you guys?
So, the only way, for a parent to educate is, and me as a parent of three daughters, and I even had two teenagers now, one of them is 22. I realize that the only way for me to be a successful parent is to be an example for them. It's not going to help as much as I'm going to, if I shout and yell, it's not going to happen. If I'll punish or try to be harsh, it's not going to be helping as well.
Yeah,
So,
sometimes us parents forget that little kids are little humans too.
yeah.
And just like we feel, they feel the same way, if not more. So we have to find a moment of discernment to sit down and have an open conversation. Give this child an atmosphere of safety so that he or she is free to speak and it feels trustworthy, that you're a trustworthy parent. So I agree with you on that. Yeah.
It's basically a monkey see, monkey do. Like if I'm gonna yell, my daughter is gonna yell, and if I get angry, I will immediately realize that she's angry. But answering your question, we're in a very preliminary stage. It's a privately funded project. We only released the pilot episode, and right now we're working on episode 2. I have an animatic for him, and I think it's even better than the first one, even though it's a 3-minute episode. And because we're now going on the production of a lot of episodes for YouTube and TikTok, so we chose a 3-minute format.
Just to gain that momentum. Hey, everybody, come here, watch this, because once you watch it, you're gonna be hooked. That's it.
Yes, yes, and I think episode 2, knowing the script and also knowing what's going on in the plot, is gonna leave the world, smiling from ear to ear, like from east to west, if you understand what I'm saying. Because
yes,
we really found common grounds on touching everyone's, small personal life events that will resonate very well with many people in the world. I just don't want to spoil it.
No, please don't spoil it for me. I hate spoilers. I really want to go and watch, so don't spoil it for me.
Thank you. So we try to be very sensitive, like script, first draft, going into the Interfaith Advisory Council, getting everyone's comments or approvals, then going to the pedagogic side, getting the approval from the pedagogic council. And then we go into storyboarding, and from storyboarding, we basically see how it works in a motion storyboard. It's animatic. And then we release it, and sometimes we get, people not to like what they see, but thank God the first episode, the first 13 minutes, I would say there's 85% positive sentiment. It's been viewed by more than 10 million people already.
Yeah, I saw that, and congratulations for that. I'm pretty sure God's Gang is gonna be in a streaming channel real soon. If not, you guys probably gonna make it your own. So going to our next question, how do you envision the future for God's Gang evolving in terms of storytelling and the character development?
So we want to do captivating storytelling. For the first year, we're currently on a roadshow for funding for the project. I'll be coming to the US next week. I have many meetings set up in many states with potential partners, investors. Some are very famous. So I'm excited. So I'm flying out to the US, and the plan is basically for the first 18 months, we want to be able to release 52 3-minute episodes, while we are going to be starting our discussions with the streamers, I would say in about a quarter from now, 3 months from now.
There you go. Listen, congratulations. That's amazing.
Thank you. The only currency that, a content company has its audience. And we knew that this is a very peculiar, unique content. And we didn't want to go, we didn't think the right thing to do is to go immediately to Netflix or to Apple or Amazon. So we didn't. We decided that we're going to show everyone that this show has, a high demand. And we're almost nearing 1 million followers since we launched in September. On YouTube, we're on 780,000 subscribers. We're going to be hitting 100,000 Facebook today, I believe.
Ooh, yay! Congratulations for that as well.
And we use a very limited marketing budget, so I can say that most of it is basically organic growth, which is always the proof in the pudding for anyone who wants to understand if his company is on the right trajectory or not. And we monitor all our social channels and all the comments. I even one of my hobbies is to respond as God's Gang admin, not me personally, but I respond personally to people commenting. And I think, I bet, as I said before, I benchmark myself as a viewer, and I know that the episode that's going to be released very soon people would love it. So
No, and
I feel confident.
not only that, by reading the episodes, you may pick on something that you might have missed or the others missed, and it's something that you can incorporate in the new episodes. So, although some comments are positive and some negative, I'm pretty sure from all of them we can gather some knowledge and some
Mhm.
ideas for progression.
I totally agree with you. Like, we were asked many times, when's the Buddhist joining or an atheist, and if we have anything about against science, for example. Um, we have just love. We just don't love bad acts of people. And obviously we're going to be introducing more and more faith as side heroes to the group. There are many beliefs and many religions that are amazing, from the Baha'i to the Druze to the Sikhs to the flying spaghetti monster to the Jedi religion, and atheists as well. I mean, as long as we remember this is all about shared values and connections, and we are staying on the bright side, then everything is good.
I'm sure everything's gonna be okay. I guess at the end of the day, it doesn't even matter what you believe in or what you follow, as long as we can all respect each other,
Agreed.
right? Because I think at the end of the day, I believe what I believe, you believe what I believe, but you're a great person. And I'm a great person, and I'm pretty sure we can do something fantastic as humans. We don't have to define each other by what we believe in, but what we have in our hearts. And I think that's very important right there. So, going to our next question right here is going to get a little spicy, but don't worry, I'm not going to do anything out of place or anything. But yeah, right here, get ready for this. Question number 6. Can you discuss the significance of Ninjew's superpower and how it ties into larger themes like fixing the world? For example, I know that all of our characters, there's 4 of them. There's Criss Cross, which is a Christian superhero. His mission is love. His superpower is to turn the other cheek action, and his hidden side is he's a mama's boy. There's Su Muslim, and his mission is harmony. His special move is hypno storytelling, and his hidden side is that he's a master chef. Now there's Taquon Hindu, that her mission is unity. Special move is telepathy, and the hidden side of her is that she's a hard rocker. Now we come to Ninju. Ninju's mission is to fix the world, and his special move is analyzer. And the hidden side is that he's a basketball star. So now that we know a little bit more context for everybody that will be watching, let me ask you again, can you discuss the significance of Ninju's superpower and how it ties into larger themes like fixing the world? Because, there's a lot going on right now. And I'm pretty sure a lot of people will try to ask you questions about that and try to make it negative. So I want you to break it down here so that we can save all those bad comments.
Good. So first of all, I grew up in Israel as a non-practicing Jew. And I don't want to talk about the Jewish religion from a first perspective, because I only practice what I believe is being a good human and being a good channel for bringing light all the way here to the 3D construct, to the matrix that we live in. So with that being said, Ninju, I have many Israeli Jewish friends and non-Israeli Jewish friends who told me, why is Ninju so small? Like, are you making fun of our people? And why is he so stereotyped?
That was one of the questions I was going to ask after. I said, why is Ninju so short?
And I tell people, well, everything if only people could have imagined how much thinking hour we gave each of the characters in order for us to be able to answer you now. So let's take Ninju as an example. First of all, Judaism and Jewish religion, there's we're 0.002% of the world. We're small. Okay?
Don't tell me that's why you made him small.
We are very small in compared to other religions in the world.
Oh, okay. That makes sense. Okay.
Now that's,
I mean, I'm not really educated on that area of how many of us are around, but if that's your rationale behind it, then that makes
so
perfect
that's the first thing. The second thing is, obviously there's not a very positive sentiment right now to Jewish people in the world. If you monitor what's going on right now, anti-Semitism, and you see that Jews are not very liked by the majority of the people of the world. And we wanted to create a character which would not antagonize, which everyone can relate to. Like friends tell me he's very Jewish stereotypical. And I asked my friends, is size something that Jews are stereotyped by? He's blonde and blue eyes. Basically, there was a guy in Germany that if you told him there's a blue-eyed, blonde Jewish guy, he would not believe you many years ago. And I have many blonde, blue-eyed Jewish friends. And Analyzer, when I first started working on it, it was 2006, and I had like some kind of Einstein named Woody Allen back then, American Ninja kind of character. I was not very, when I worked on the characters, when I created the first God's King universe, it was 2006, and we still keep the name since. So with that being said, we tried to also apply that Israel is famous for startup nation and technology. So we use like the Analyzer mode is just basically Ninju using is VR, AR kind of, thick glasses.
Yeah, I thought the analyzer thing, it was more about him being able to sit down and strategically think about what's going on. But especially with the because I got a very funny picture I want to show you when it comes to this that you just mentioned right now. Let me look for it right now so that people can see it, because I'm not sure if you guys were the ones who made this art, but I found it and it was just hilarious to me. I was like, okay, I this is funny. Let me show you right now. Here it is. This is the one.
Oh, we made it, of course.
You guys made it. This is fantastic. I loved it. As soon as I saw it, and I was like, this is funny, because in one of the episodes, Ninju is like sitting down analyzing, and all the things come down like it's the Matrix. And then I saw this picture later on in Google, and I was like, that is funny. I love that.
Oh, you got it right then. We did it, and many more like inspirational illustrations are coming soon. We also did them on Abbey Road and the skyscrapers. If you go and watch our social channels, we did Harry Potter and more to come.
Well, I can't wait. Now, I have another question. This one's the last one. It's a little crispy, but it's the last one, I promise. Now, if it was up to God's gang to fix the conflict in the Gaza Strip, how would they save the world together? How would they save the world together?
That's a deep question. It can only be done by the people. I would put away the leadership. I would create a council of the 100 most smartest, kindest people from Gaza and 100 most smartest, kindest people from Israel. I would bring an unbiased AI to the process.
It's very helpful now.
and basically draft rules for coexistence that we will agree and sign with. We already signed with blood. Like there are too many people dying and already.
I really feel that it's not a left or right thing. It's not a Israel or Palestine thing. It's it's a conflict in the heart. And I feel like, if, just like you said, if God's gang, if it was up to God's gang and they would do all of that and put all that people together, I'm pretty sure this would have been resolved in no time. So with
Absolutely.
that being said, let's go to our next questions. I don't want you to go too political because I don't want you to get in trouble or anything.
I
You know,
don't
we
do
want to
politics,
protect you, but
so
at the
you
same
can
time,
skip that
we want to
question.
give everybody what they want. So, question number 8. What kind of research and consultations do you do to ensure cultural and religious sensitivity in your depictions of different faith traditions?
I think I answered that question on an earlier part of our
Yeah,
conversation.
you touched on it. Yeah.
We basically, if you go on our website, the godsgang.com website, and you search for the team, the answer is there. We have an interfaith advisory council, ranging from all the representative of the current represented heroes in the show, alongside a metaphysical, spiritual guide with a lot of knowledge in Kabbalah, and a pedagogic, he's our Merlin, and a pedagogical counselor. So that's how we do it, and we basically get everything approved, reviewed, commented, changed. Like if Arab people knew how much work we gave in order to come up with Su Muslim the way he is today, and compared to who he was at the beginning in terms of designs and characteristics, I believe they would be very appreciative of us being very, very sensitive in every detail that we present on screen and in the dialogues.
No, I believe it as well. One of the things I love about the fact that you have all these dynamic people contributing to the stories is that when you guys sit down, this is just a general question. When you guys sit down, do you guys debate, or do you guys just put the ideas on the table and then you guys get to a conclusion together?
I cannot debate on things I'm not knowledgeable about. I just accept, like, for example, when I'm doing even the matrix illustration, I send it to the rabbi, the pastor, the Hindu specialist, and the imam, just to make sure that they don't have any problems with the image itself. For example, we just released, unfortunately, on X and on YouTube, we didn't post on Instagram and Facebook, St. Patrick's, Happy St. Patrick's. And we wanted to put, there's like these big green hats of, I think, a leprechaun or a dwarf. I'm not very familiar with that holiday myself. And we asked our interfaith council.
It's St. Patrick's Day. Yeah, I think so.
Yeah,
yeah, I don't celebrate it either. So I'm originally from Puerto Rico. My first language is Spanish. So when it comes to cultural and like traditions and stuff like that, other than what I know from Puerto Rico, I'm still a little oblivious to a lot.
I understand that. Basically, we don't debate. We get the council and we find a way to to find a reasonable solution that will still keep the first thing that we want to do, and that entertain, give people something that will bring a lot of smiles to their faces. So I don't remember having any kinds of unnecessary debates on anything on the show. And just that you understand, the team is spread over 15 countries, 4 continents. The people that worked on the episode, the animators, are in Indonesia. 67 team members. The studio is a Singapore-based headquarters, but the animators are in Indonesia, and out of them are 80% are Muslims. So if you really want to find a multi-faith, multicultural, global, universal kind of a project, we are that.
Well, I really thank you for what you're doing. You're doing an excellent job so far, and I already can't wait to play that episode because I saw the little ones that you have that are 3 minutes or 5 minutes, but I haven't seen the 13-minute one. So that's the one I'm playing after. Now, after this question, I have another one that I guess you. Oh, well, we were speaking, you answered it, but I want to ask you something on top of that one. The question was, how do you engage with your audience feedback? You told me that you respond to messages, ask God's gang and stuff like that. And you said to shape the direction of the cartoon. And I think I said something about that, about, hey, good or bad, they can still be good to create something good, something great. So let's keep that question since we already answered that through our conversation. Let's go to question number 10. Does God's gang has any conspiracy theories that play part in the conflicts of the gangs?
Maybe.
And this is why I say this. When I was watching the episodes, I see the crazy scientists making experiments. And that's not really far from what we have in real life. A lot of crazy people doing a lot of stuff.
We need to be. We need to be. I would say, careful about it because I love science, and science can be applied in so many ways.
Yeah.
So, like many things, it's some kind of double-edged sword. Can be a good science applied for good things, saving people, and it could be applied for bad things, and killing people. And this is where I will leave you to think what you want to think. There's also reptilians in the episode.
That's what I was gonna say. I say he cut me off. He don't want me to ask that question. I'm playing. But yeah, I saw that and I was like, oh, that would be an interesting question because I'm intrigued. Like, why are those there? Was it for you like a way to connect with the things that we have been told and at the same time to like get us engaged? Because that's one of my first thoughts. I said maybe he knows what all of us be talking about crazy on the media, and he's like, well, maybe that's a good way to start engaging them by bringing them.
I think you and I vibe very well without mentioning anything, with spoken
Oh no,
words.
yeah, I don't want you to do anything that's dangerous for you. Please don't do that.
No,
But if
no,
you
no,
can
no,
say
no.
something, over the surface, that would be fine.
So with that being said, we are here to entertain. We are here to raise the frequencies. We are here to unite. We're here to get a positive collective consciousness.
Yeah.
And because that's what creates our world. We project everything and that manifests in our world, and that's what we want to be and who we want to be.
Yep.
But I think you understand me without me needing to be very explicit here.
What was
right?
that again?
I think you understand where we're coming from without.
Listen. I can read between the lines. Don't worry. This is beautiful. I love it. Let's continue with the next question. Our next question is question number 11. As a former marketing executive at Disney, this is where we're going. You pitched this idea, I believe, when I was Googling, it says in 2009. What was the feedback you received, and ultimately why they didn't go through with it?
So I when I came on stage on the Disney Cruiser back in 2005 or 6, I don't remember the exact year. I need to look at the picture that we have from there. I told you I had 120 Disney executives clapping their hands. They liked the idea of putting an interfaith team of superheroes dressed as Power Rangers, and they even auditioned. Why it didn't came to fruition, you need to ask Bob Iger or whoever is the current Disney CEO.
Well, you let me know because I'm about to scream at them. Respectfully.
No, I guess they left. Everything is accurate. Like the fact that they didn't do it and left us the place to do it, maybe it's all meant to be.
Exactly, just like I
And
said
maybe they would buy
a
our
little while
show
ago,
one
maybe it
day.
was just not the right timing, but God's timing is always perfect and it's
Yeah.
always right. So
Yeah.
maybe right now was the time. And I think it's a perfect timing, a lot of us need this harmony, this type of interfaith, so that we can coexist, the understanding of different cultures. I think that's something that we need right now. So I believe that was a great timing, to be honest. Um, Continue. I said I you was gonna say something and I cut you off.
No, no, no. Actually, I
No,
answered.
okay. Well, lastly, let's go to our last question. How do you see God's Gang making an impact beyond entertainment, particularly in promoting understanding and empathy across different belief systems?
So basically, our tool to get the mass audience is through basically generating very good content that people would want to come and see more and more. But soon enough, we'll be sharing the 8 shared values and connections, meaning that people would understand, and if they want to join the God Gang, it will become, I believe, one day some kind of movement in the world, and it's not going to be staying only on screen. When I say on screen, there it's basically multiple screens. I mean, today we can stream mobile content on our mobile phones and our PCs. You only need a URL, or you need a streamer, or you need a broadcaster. But there's no basically challenges on streaming anything from anywhere. So content, then probably in the right streamer, then from them. And I know you asked that question earlier, and maybe that will explain where we're heading as well. I see God Gang basically becoming also a licensing entity, so we can sell merchandise, because I would be honored if people would wear a God's Gang T-shirt or
Yeah,
a God's Gang
those are something my kids would love to get.
or a God's Gang hat, and when they would write, they would use the God's Gang notebook. But this is all. And we have pictures
Oh, I love that.
and no, but what I'm saying is, and I don't want this to sound not the right way. I'm not interested in money. I'm interested in taking matter and turn it, and basically alchemizing it into positive energy. So we'll have mobile games and console games probably very soon. We're already in discussions with several known companies that engage with us. And with that being said, we're going to be incorporating the same messages of inclusivity, of unity, of positivity, of kindness, of compassion, of truth, of love on every platform that we will act. And once company would become profitable, my investors know it. I have big plans on the projected revenues in terms of what we want to do in the world, like physically help out people, communities to come together. It's we can go on like this. Like, no matter who's gonna say what, I my heart when I watch the news is broken, and I'm strong enough, and we have a very capable team. And when you ask about Ninju fixing the world, the Jews were told that their mission is basically, they were chosen, but between you, me, and everybody who watches this show, we're chosen to spread light. We need to spread light.
The world needs a lot of light right now, that's for sure.
So anyone, and no matter which belief he believes in, or which faith he practices, or which religion, everybody now needs to understand the importance of being a light.
Correct. And actually, I want to piggyback on what you just said right now. You said that at some point you do believe that God's Game may become a movement. And also you said that it's not really about the money. It's more about the spreading of all this beautiful energy. And to be honest with you, that's something I highly advocate for. I was living in Jacksonville, Florida, and I had this community, and everybody was like, there's a little bit of rivalry around because, oh no, because everybody's replaceable in film for sure. But at the same time, it's like, no, but here, but there, but what about just do art? What about just making art? What about the love and the passion for showing what we're capable of as artists? That part
Yeah.
is very important, and people miss it with the hunger of money. And the
Mhm.
fact that you said that you believe that God's Game may become a movement, I actually
It will. It
hope
not may.
you're
It will
still in
become a
charge when
movement.
that happens.
It will become a movement, and I really, when I close my eyes and I see 3 years from now, and I see these moms and pop shops, like posting a God's Gang sticker outside, basically representing the service that they will give you, and the values that they believe in.
Oh, that's
That
beautiful.
that what motivates us, and I think there's like knowing from personal experience about the 16 years journey that I've been going through. I think there's so much new knowledge that needs to be shared.
Mm-hmm.
Like when I'm realizing what I've learned, what I taught myself in the last 16 years compared to what I was taught in elementary school, high school, and university, I basically realized there's 16 years that I've spent and given someone else with almost no return.
Oh,
And on the other side, I have like 16 years since I woke up at the age of 36. I'm 52 years now. Um, and gain this, spiritual knowledge about who we are, what is our role,
what are we doing here?
what are we
Yeah.
doing here, how we can, what is the creator, what is God. Basically there are a lot of codes, book of creation, the book of Enoch, the Sumerian scripts, like you when you gather all this esoteric knowledge,
Yeah, and some
and
people,
we need to share it. There are many
correct.
organizations, small groups that hold this knowledge and they use it.
Hey,
Some use it.
even in, it doesn't matter the religion. In all of them, it says spread the word. So that's what we're doing right here. That's something that interesting because sometimes when I'm speaking about religion, sometimes I talk with my friends about religion, and they be like, well, you don't really this, you don't really that when it comes to religion. I just like you, I love people, and I love the kindness that I know is deep inside of all of us. And God, I don't know why you make me like this, but I have a horrible flaw. And that is, as soon as I meet you, I'm expecting the best of you. And sometimes they are not the best, but you still hold them to that standard.
I'm just like you. The first thing I do is I trust. And then now you need, I hope not to lose my trust. And it happens a lot because, and I'm sure that it happened with other people. Like they lost trust in me, for example, because I think different from them.
Well, something else about God, I really feel like God do wants us to get to find more. I think that's the way we get to know him. Just finding the answers by ourselves. He said the more you look, the more you the faster you'll find me. And I
There's
think that's very important. So I agree
there's a
with
lot
you.
of light right now coming to our planet. The sun is releasing a lot of photons, and within these photons, and there's a lot of coded information, which is very important for us to ascend to our higher self, higher consciousness.
Yep.
Unfortunately, in many countries, skies are now filled with these clouds that I can't tell why. And I invite people to try and get at least 10 minutes a day in direct sunlight, and I
Very
think that
important.
help a lot of people from immune system to activating we have an amazing router in our brains.
I know what you're talking about.
It's
Yep.
called the pineal gland.
Mm-hmm.
And basically pineal are two Hebrew words, pnei el, the face of God.
Oh, wow.
Many American and English speakers doesn't understand that, the source of pineal is pnei el. This is the place where Jacob fought with the angel, the ET, the God. Depends on, which translation of this event you read. So if your listeners are sun lovers, I would invite them to at least sunbathe 10 minutes per day. And
It's
if they
so
can walk,
important. It's so important. So please listen to Nimrod, okay? People, listen, because that UV light, it's very, very beneficial for your autonomy.
yes, also try to walk barefoot 10 minutes a day.
I do that all the time. You know what?
Ground yourself.
My spouse tells me like where are you, like he talks to me like I was born in the mountains, like I don't have no home training or something. Like, you know how beautiful it feels, the grass in your barefoot. It's like a connection to nature. Like, how you don't feel that?
It's not like, it's basically scientifically it increases the blood flow and the fast curing of our cells and body. So ground yourself, enjoy the sun, and don't watch the news. That's my
We're not gonna be here forever.
Advice for anyone.
So we might as well. We're not going to be here forever, so we might as well. Well, with that being said, we have culminated our interview with all our questions. Now, I don't want to let you go just yet. I want you to we have free speech, but right here we have free art speech. So whatever you'd like to tell the audience, please go ahead.
Be good. Just be good. I mean, we are not finite. We have a higher self. We came here to find light that we hidden when we created this world, and it's very hard. It's basically transitioning our thoughts, our bodies, and trying, if you want to win this game, if it can be compared into a game, then when you read the manual, I can tell everyone, in order for anyone here to be the Ready Player One, the number one on the score, you need to teach yourself unconditional love. And that's the biggest, I would say, most hardest.
I think all of us struggle with that. I think even for moms, there's a lot of moms that have forgotten that nurturing feeling of harvesting that purity in your children. It's sad. So yeah, I do agree. Unconditional love, it's like a challenge now, like impossible challenge now. So I do feel you when you say ground yourself, take some sun, walk barefoot, connect, get to know you within so that you can connect with others more freely.
And be kind. Like, do the exact opposite of what your ego tells you. Like, for example, if somebody cuts you in the street, instead of taking a baseball bat, you just say, God bless I know you're having a bad day and you're on a rush, and you just go like this. And this is basically where magic happens. This is time for us to bring like magic to this world. Just tell him, man, I know you didn't do it on purpose, but we immediately, we have our anger rising and our ego.
Man, I know you had a bad day, but God bless you, bro. I hope the rest of your day is wonderful.
I love you.
Okay, I'm gonna use that.
And this is where magic happens, and that's where God is. To anyone, don't judge. Apply your beginner's mind, like the first time you meet anyone. No preconditions, no prejudging. Come clean. That's the time for us now to come together.
Right. Well, with that being said, Nimrod, thank you very much. It's been an honor to have you here. Thank you for having this conversation with me. It didn't even feel like an interview. It felt like we're just friends and we're just talking about things. So that's the dynamic I love, because just like you said, I'm a very kind person. I'm not nice. I'm kind, and you're kind as well. And it's like, we know what we're talking about, and we know that we mean well from the bottom of our hearts. So thank you so much. Let me give you another round of applause.
Thank you, Naomi.
Because you've been doing
you.
very great. And that being said, if you want to go ahead and say goodbye to your friend, to your friends, to your audience.
Thank you for having me
that
here.
we can play your episode.
Thank you for having me, and I hope you're going to enjoy what you're going to see. And if you do, subscribe, comment. We're here just to help everyone understand that we can be working together, and we don't need wars. We just don't.
We can do better.
Yes, together, only together.
Have a beautiful, what time is it over there right now? Is
7:30 p.m.
Well, have a beautiful evening, Nimrod. I know that very soon you're going to get ready to go to sleep. I hope you have beautiful dreams, and I hope you got some of those vivid dreams with more cartoon ideas, because I need more episodes, okay? Have a beautiful evening. Good night.
You too. Thank you. Bye.
Now, guys, that being said, I hope you guys enjoyed this interview with Mr. Nimrod-Avraham. And now we're going to watch God's Gang. First episode, 13 minutes, okay? So right there. Enjoy.
Criss Cross is strong and kind combined. Sumo Slim stories are hypnotizing. Taquon Hindu reads animals' minds, while Ninjew's over-analyzing. Ladub and Dogma have their backs, no matter who or what attacks. Together we're better, for now we're
Oh man, I'm more excited than a kid getting to skip Hebrew school.
You think your school was boring? In my madrasa, you couldn't hear the lessons over the snoring.
Yeah? Well, my Sunday school promised eternal life. And that's exactly how long it felt.
Guys, it's our day off. Let's have fun.
Taquon Hindu's right. Plus, we've got a mission. And that's to crush the devil's spinal cord. Yalla!
Sorry.
Huh?
Too short for the ride, kid.
Kid? Do you know how long ago my bar mitzvah was?
Aw, someone could use a lolly.
Huh. Tall enough now? Kid?
Enjoy the ride.
I hate being small.
You're fine, Ninju. And I need you to ride with me on the scary part.
Not the mad scientists.
But what are they so mad about? Today!
When we were kids, no one would play with us.
But now, you kids don't have a choice. With our reanimator gun.
Thought, speech, action, God's Gang, go!
Ninju to the rescue! Huh? Oh, oy vey!
Not to fear, Criss Cross is here! Flying Cross! Just like a,
Boss?
yeah,
Or go kidnap your own playmates. Let's go steal some friends off the bumper cars.
Think again. Nerd herd. Taquon Hindu, block and tackle.
You read my mind, which is weird, because I'm the telepath.
Okay, now we're even madder scientists.
Too bad, because stealing animals is a Taquon don't. Well, that was unexpected.
Still be Sunday school or Hebrew school, right, Ninju?
Hey, where is Ninju?
I let you guys down. I just wasn't big enough for the job.
Ah, don't say that.
Hey, Ninju. Even LeBron Jordan sometimes misses the shot. What? He's the best player in the NBA.
Cheer up, bud.
Huh? A work call.
Greetings, gang.
Hey, Miss Dogma.
What up, my fur friend?
I have an urgent search and rescue mission for you from you-know-who.
But we had the day off.
Sorry to cut off your important cotton candy business, Sumo Slim. But do you think evil takes a day off?
Probably Wednesday. Nobody wants to come to work on Wednesday.
Well, it's Tuesday, and the world's entire population of blue whales is disappearing.
Disappearing? But where are they going?
Yeah, Chris, that's the search and rescue part.
Okay, but do we have any leads on where they've gone?
Not yet, but LaDove has picked up the trail and is looking right now.
Miss Dogma, what about if the...
Enough questions. Go save the whales.
All right, gang. Time to shift this van into wet gear.
This game, you're not.
Paging LeDove. Come in, LeDove. Do you have a visual on the whales? Over.
LeDove here. I am not seeing them anywhere. Maybe if there was some color besides the blue.
You'd think the world's biggest creature would be easier to spot.
Wait, I can feel what the whales are saying. Let's party?
Frederick and Increderick, the reptilians. What are these Meshuggah aliens up to this time?
Yes, we brought up my feed fam for a party that is off the fish hook.
Nice try. You're clearly not blue. Isn't your daddy looking for you?
We gotta break in there, but how?
Time for an laser mode. If we drive in there, they'll blow us up. But if we try another entrance, it might be too small to fit in. And if we go get a drill, it might take too long.
What if we become one with the whales?
Greetings, my fellow whales.
Great Vishnu!
My God!
Ya Allah.
Okay, this is definitely not the kind of party Mama would approve of.
I can't find its blowhole.
Look harder. We need to stock up and steal all the whales' wonderful aroma, or else our planet will continue to stink.
It wasn't me. It was the planet. I swear.
Stealing the whales' smell? What?
I found this blowhole in a very strange place.
Taquon Hindu, let's bowl.
Yeah.
Yalla!
guard strike. Now, let's get to work. I got a plan under this kipper.
You're in trouble now.
Criss, she blocks us through the guards.
I love you, enemy. I love you too. You, not so much.
Muslim works his storytelling magic.
Let me tell you a tale of a planet perfumed with the fragrant blossoms of the rare fresh licked red rose.
We free all the whales, while Taquon Hindu figures out how to get the whales to go somewhere else.
We blue whales are endangered, so we came to the party because we're lonely for whale friends.
Gang, I've got it! Yes! How beautiful!
Thanks, you guys.
For bringing us even more whales! Now our mission will suck twice as much!
Oh, no it won't! I mean, it will! I mean, let's kick someone's butt for God's sakes!
Booyah!
Well, that was easy.
Come on, God's gang. It's time to increase
the peace!
Increderic, call off the tubes!
Yeah, who needs tubes when we can just tank the whales?
Unleash the Nutcracker!
Oh, my lord! We have to disable that vessel, but it's too high up.
I know. Taquon Hindu, tell the whales to join blowholes and make the biggest water spout ever.
Right! Too much noise. I can't get through. I need some help, guys.
Sounds like it's harmony time. يا الله بدونك أنا ما بسوى شيء.
Amazing
What in the...
It's time to walk on water. Yeah!
Speed up the Nutcracker!
Oh, Lord. It's breaking up. I'm too heavy.
Don't look at me.
If only one of us was small enough for that spout.
Serve me one hot falafel. And it's Ninju with the alley-oop.
Increderic, retreat!
Oh, back to Steak World for us.
Stupid aliens.
Great work, gang. Now you get to party. There's just been one small change.
Today's Interfaith special. Veggie curry kebab burger with latkes.
Hey, come on, try it. It may look weird, but it works perfect.
Together. For different things.